Good afternoon. Thank you for joining our session today. In this particular session, because we do have another one going on as well, I have Richard with me. He is the founder and CEO of the Staffing Exchange, which is a global service provider to the multi-billion-dollar recruitment industry. And he will be speaking on the topic collaboration in a shared economy. With over 30 years of recruitment industry thought leadership, Richard is a compelling and dynamic speaker in person, television, and on social media. He is a highly sought after as a thought leader to the hidden job market and how it impacts job seekers, recruiters, and companies. Thank you, Richard, for joining us today. Good luck on your presentation, and I will be back at the end just to help close things out, okay?
Hello. Dave, I'm not on.
I can hear you.
Oh, you can hear
Everyone
me.
can hear you right now.
Wonderful. And you know what? No one can. I can't hear everyone else, but that's okay, Dave. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you, guys. Sorry, I'm just trying to get organized here. We have a PowerPoint that I'm trying to integrate here. I just want to back up right here. Give me 1 second, everybody. There we go. Just get me to the front page. First of all, thanks everyone for being on this wonderful owner conference. Thank you, Mark Belache and Toronto Jobs for organizing this wonderful event. I want to first of all start out by expressing the importance of talking about the shared economy. And to start out with a little bit about my background, I've been in the recruitment industry now for just over 25 years without aging myself. At a time when there was no technology. So when I hear the wonderful tech stacks that are coming into play with Job Adder, and as Mark pointed out, what are the tech stacks that are coming into play? It's far different than what it was 25 years ago. And here we are now in 2021, post a blip in our economy. I emphasize a blip, and how we're going to be able to move forward and, of course, redefine and recognize that the marketplace is quite unique moving forward than it was 20, 25 years ago, even a few years back. The industry that we're talking about today in this mere 25 minutes is a very valuable industry. And I want to reiterate that as we specifically talk about just Canada, we're talking over $15 billion. That isn't a small marketplace. It is not an entry level new idea industry. The industry has been around since the 50s and 60s, and it has metamorphosized into different elements. Of course, other aspects of it have developed, the likes of LinkedIn, the likes of Indeed, the likes of other elements of collaboration. But in our industry here in Canada, and the $15 billion that we discuss and recognize from all the stats that are out there, does not have a shared economy. There's no gray area. There is no shared economy in the recruitment industry. So we need to talk about a little bit of how do we think out of the box. I hope everyone on this call and for all those owners that I've spoken to and had many a presentation to over the past year and a half recognize that there needs to be a new mindset. There needs to be a new way of thinking about the industry in a non-traditional way. And we're fortunate enough in that there are other comparable elements to other industries that have recognized how do we think, and that comes down to platform thinking. And platform thinking really is about mindset. It's really about, how do you look at the industry? How do you recognize it? How do you come together? And, I thought this slide is quite appropriate. As you look at it, there's 5 people looking at an iPad. Right there is the mindset of what we need to do across Canada. Amongst the 9,000 Mark had mentioned when he did a search on LinkedIn, there's over 9,000. Mark, let me check my notes. I think he might have said 12,000 for that matter, and over 1,000 recruiting firms. And when we see the wonderful company Job Adder coming into Canada, they obviously recognize that the alignment of that is that Canada is a vibrant marketplace, and we feel that the technology can come into the marketplace and benefit and allow everyone what I call in the world of hockey time and space. So the important part of the thought leadership behind this is really about sharing and being able to collaborate in this multi-billion-dollar industry. Just to make sure, Dave, I know you're our tech person here today. I'm on the slide speaking to the problem that we're trying to solve in relation to no shared economy. And that first and foremost, that the staffing industry in all the 25 years I've seen it and watched it, observed it, and analyzed it, is fragmented. This is black and white. There's no licensing. There's no government accountability. There's no association that monitors it. There's really a free-for-all out there, a bit of a cowboy marketplace where anyone can pop up a recruitment company. And it was wonderful hearing from Hunter Reed speak earlier about the fact that he's helping some of these startups kind of get themselves aligned. The top 20 multinationals, so all of us owners on these conferences sometimes fail to realize that the real competitors out there are the top 20 that are really controlling over 50% of the $15 billion in annual revenue. And here we are, the small firms ranging from 2 to maybe 20 people that are really, fighting over, if you want to call it that, the remaining share. That other $7.5 billion, that's quite a bit of money. But how can we really win that wallet share? How can we combine our efforts from technology to funding to collaboration? Well, we have to work together. We have to learn how to work together. We have to find a way to collaborate. And if that happens, everybody wins. Everybody wins. And to create that shared economy, we want to speak to the fact that we really have three stakeholders. That is the recruiters, the candidates, and the clients. And those three stakeholders need to come together and align in how other buyers and sellers and other platform thinking minds, and of course a taste of the likes of Airbnb, the LinkedIn, the sharing, the collaboration, but to identify that in order, as was mentioned earlier, that we have an influx of too many jobs and not enough people. So we can't create people, but what we can do is recognize that we have to create a shared economy by sharing our candidate data, sharing our client data, and break the mold of the mindset of mine and yours, and really rethink it around ours and aligning it. And that would create a shared economy. So have a look at the mapping, because this is important. As you can see behind here, for a lot of people who are in the startup world, Post-it notes that are on this glass wall here are a reflection of what I envision of how do we connect the dots here? How do we bring together minds and people and thoughts? Well, have a look at the platform mindset of the owner. Here's the recruitment owner. There's the job seeker. Everyone wants to share their asset, which is the candidate's, of course, intellectual capacity. People want to get offers for candidates. There's a request from clients. You have a supply and demand alignment. This is very basic Biz 101. There's a fee, some people call it a rental fee in Airbnb, some call it a service fee, but the mapping, have a look at that. There are 500,000 transactions a year in the recruitment industry in Canada. 400,000 are temp, 100,000 are perm. This is from a lot of analysis and some revenue sharing or knowledge sharing from government and other owners. What's interesting is there's an extensive amount of waste. 80% of all job orders written up on contingency never fill. 80%. 20% do. Now, that is inefficient. We need to find a way that we can look at current shared economy sectors, which is projected to grow to $670 billion, and start now and create the precipice for how do we do that. Have a look at 2013 on where shared economies were. 5% was the likes of hotels, media streaming, shared mobility, peer-to-peer crowd-based financing. Look at the projections moving forward. And the beautiful part about it is that if I said to you, today, guess what? I can give you a Google stock for $100, or I can give you a Bitcoin for $50. Everyone on this call would buy it. I'm in. I got to get it going. Well, this is the time now in 2021, in moving forward, to see where the projections are going. Have a look at where staffing is going. Have a look where online media is going. Have a look at where hotels and accommodation are going, and have a look at where the sharing economy is going. This is from PwC, by the way. Now we go further into looking at where the projections are to 2025, and have a look at number 2, 37% growth rate, okay, by 2025. So what I was mentioning about buying Bitcoin for $100 today is that we don't want to be there when everyone else has done it. The UK, the US, the Canadian marketplace can do it now. Together, we can do it. And sharing is the new buying. I'd be interested to note, if every owner on this call, or all the owners out there, how many job orders did you not get filled this week? How many candidates do you have sitting on your database that were not utilized by each other because you're limited with your current closed marketplace, when sharing is the new buying? It's already been done. eBay did it when they started out, Amazon, Airbnb, Uber, Lyft, and people, like to say, well, they did it. But guess what? 10 years ago, I wasn't Ubering to the Queen Street party. I didn't even know what Uber is. Today, Uber is an adjective and a noun, whatever you'd like to call it. There are no Canadian centralized platforms for sharing. There is no trust in the recruitment industry with any alignment of technology. And I emphasize that when I see new technology companies, seeing that here we are, CRM is wonderful, but how do we create the trust and monetize client and candidate data? So again, I'm speaking on a macro, and I'm also speaking on a micro. You have to decide, as a country, as an industry, in a $15, $16 billion industry, are we going to compete, or are we going to collaborate? Have a look at how do we, and should we, and could we create a shared economy recruiters? Finding like-minded owners that really recognize the importance of trust, to continue to develop a technology that would allow us to collaborate and share, and ultimately set a goal. Here's an interesting goal. I said to myself, in my finance background, I said, what would happen if we found a way over the next 3 years to transact 1% of the total marketplace of 15 billion? Mark, you're a CPA. I'm sure if you did the math, you'd probably look at it and go, wait a second, wow, 15 million between 20 owners, 50 owners, 100 owners. So what I want to align with and speak to is that I recognize that, and I mentioned this in our last conference, Mark, at a fireside chat, it's time. So with the good fortune of a few like-minded owners, we've already started the process. We've already fundamentally created a basic website. About 10 members have come together, recognizing, can we do it? Over COVID, at a time when it was the depths of challenges and frustrations and so on, we launched it. And we said, let's try this out. And a few firms came together and started making placements. And what's happened is the community is building, and the community is aligning in a way that I believe we can build trust, because we've proven it. We don't have to worry about who's taking what and how much confidentially is breached, as we know that the industry is not monitored or licensed whatsoever. But if the owners come together, and what I'm thrilled about today, this is an owners conference. Now, there may not be 1,000 owners on this call yet. There will be, but people like Mark Belash and individuals that recognize the value of this industry are coming together to bring platform thinking into social events, into conferences, into exhibits, and so on. But we actually already have a community being built as we speak. And so what could it look like, and what does it look like today in our very basic alignment? Well, we took 10 firms over the last year and said, let's see what would happen if I had a job order and you have candidates, and a substantial amount in the well over $100,000 has been, as a POC, been proven it can work. And that seems like a small amount, but it's important and significant amount, because when you 10x that, that's where you blow the doors off where this thing could go. Meaning of the collaboration alignment. It is a technology magic, but it's a people magic too, as we're all doing today. So, where are we at today and how we create collaboration? Well, we have to invest in time and effort. We have to recognize the importance of what it could be looking like, and not the traditional structures, not the fact that the taxi industry was what it was. It's transformed. We've seen it in how we book hotels and spaces. And what's interesting, I come back to it, is that in our databases, in our discombobulation, that I have too many candidates, not enough job orders, too many job orders, not enough. That's the ongoing dilemma. We have a supply and demand issue. We have the fact that we've got bright minds trying to hire more recruiters, hire more account managers in a short-term methodology, yet the real long-term goal is to transact and monetize. New members, new people have to come together to create the shared economy. The platform has to continuously develop. We all spend a lot of money on our own data, Indeed, and sharing. Well, what happens if that's shared with each other? What happens if we have more buying power? What happens if, well, guess what? Indeed didn't exist 15 years ago. And LinkedIn jumped into the business of recruitment X number of years ago. They didn't start out that way. And it's time for us to take our market back. And the only way to do that is by collaborating and looking at our own economy versus giving it away to what I consider our competitors. The job boards, the alternates out there to headhunting, the alternates to the fact that technology replaces people and headhunters. Never going to happen, and nor ever it will. Never shall it be. As a profession, you need human beings to recognize how to share and how to communicate. If I have an accountant candidate, I can phone Mark, or if I had an engineer, I could phone someone and say, I've got this great engineer, but I don't have a job for this person, and they have 15 jobs at ABC company. So we've trademarked the MCLS as a commitment to the recruitment industry. The website's been launched. And, I want to just complete this with the future. We can talk about the past all day long. We can talk about what coulda, woulda, shoulda. But at the end of the day, thought leaders in all of the successful ventures that are out there who said we can deliver things, we can think about sharing rides, we can share our homes and rent it, we can share our office space. We've seen WeWork. We've seen it everywhere. But the greatest minds in all the years that I've been in this industry, and I've been around the world in many, many countries and studied this industry, the greatest minds are in Canada. Some of the greatest minds. They are 20-year veterans, 10-year veterans, some of the newer generation bright minds saying, wow, why isn't this industry fixed? Why do we continue to do the same things over and over and over? But the future's changing. People are mobile now. Lifestyles are changing. People want new mobile platform. We're in a perfect storm. Everyone wants to solve the skills shortage. One of the easiest ways to solve the skills shortage is to share. That is one of the best ways to look at how do you solve the skills shortage. Technology is changing, new software, new CRM, new integration, new cloud, new video, WhatsApp. I mean, you can go on and on about all these technology stacks, but collaboration is a paradigm mind shift. It's about saying, wait a second, can we be better as an industry? And can we create greater outcomes? If you picked up 5 job orders on Monday, are those job orders filled? Have you booked the sendouts? Have you had the interviews? And the client's happy within 5 days? Cassidy earlier mentioned that the timeline of placements is going up. We want it to go down. If I had to wait 10 days for a delivery from Amazon, I'd stop using Amazon. So part and parcel of looking at a shared economy, part and parcel with thinking out of the box, part and parcel of collaboration is recognizing that we eat together, each other. And I think today, what a great day to come out of a challenging past year and a half to go on a rooftop and have a cold beer with other owners and like-minded people. It's just a phenomenal timing. Beginning of Q4, October 1st, new technologies coming into Canada. I'm thrilled about it. So the future is a recruitment shared economy. I envision that. I've always believed it could be done. It couldn't have been done 25 years ago. We didn't have the technology. We didn't have the resources. We didn't have the money and the thought leadership. But today we do. So with 3 months to finish this quarter of the year, should I say, of Q4, what a great time to start planning for 2022 and rethinking how this industry operates and really taking a bigger market share out of it. And I thank Mark and all of those that are out there today who have taken the time and effort to put us together. And there's a reason. There's no coincidences in life, at least I believe so, to allow us to come together. I wanted to stay in my respectful time of 25 minutes. I look forward to talking and speaking with any one of you at any time about this, and look forward to contributing more to the recruitment industry. Thanks very much, Mark.
Hi, Richard.
Hello, Sandra.
Hi, I was just going to add, are you able to maybe perhaps put in your contact information into the chat, just in case if anyone wants to jot it down?
Absolutely.
Just
Happy
before
to do
we close out the session today?
Sure, absolutely. Happy to do that. All right. Okay. There's my chat. Wonderful. Okay, let's put that in there. Okay, and I'll put my mobile in there.
Okay, perfect.
That's wonderful. Was there any other things I can add at all, Sandra? Any other questions that I can answer?
Let me see if I can see if anyone has asked a question here in the sessions, and let me go into the Q&A section as well. No, I don't have anything here. Did you post it into the chat?
Yeah, I just think it just went in there. Just one second. I think it went in there. Yeah, I just have you in the chat. And sorry, and Adam.
Oh, I actually do have a question here. It's in the Q&A section. So we have Dave De Silva is asking, is there a system to help? I can't see it here now. Is there a system to help collaborate?
Well, the interesting part is that our MCLS system is already started. So we're already doing collaboration between owners. And what we're doing is we're doing it in a way that is again, back to a little old school. We're talking with each other. And the staffing system that we built is basically collaborating on the open jobs. So we have a place to post open jobs and then in turn have the owners share those jobs.
Okay, if anyone else has a question, they can put it into the chat or the Q&A section. Is there anything else that you wanted to add specifically, Richard, before we close out the session?
Oh, I hope I didn't lose you there, Sandra.
Oh, can you hear me? Richard, can you hear me?
Okay. Sorry, I'm not sure if I'm out of the session now. Sandra, you're trying to.
You're still live.
Oh, I am still live. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I'm losing you, Sandra. I'm not sure why.
Oh, that's
if anyone
okay.
does have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn or direct. It's Richard Fernandes at LinkedIn. My direct phone number is 416-939-7424. So thank you, Sandra, for the opportunity to be at this event, and look forward to our shared economy moving forward.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, everyone. We have our panel starting at 3:30. So if everyone can head over to the main stage, Mark will be hosting that session in about a minute. Thank you.